Hey guys, Dave Gass on a beautiful, beautiful Massachusetts Friday. I hope you all had a good week and hope you have a great weekend. This video is going to be a little strange, but I just had to say something. I wish I could give the business a shout out, but that might be dangerous, being social media. Uh, like I said, my last video, my mother passed away Wednesday night. Now, when my father passed away, me and my sister had a horrible experience with the funeral home. Uh, they're low income, and there's a state money. The state in Massachusetts gives, I think it's like $1,200 to help out with the process. But it's a nightmare to get the money. And the guy at the funeral parlor for my dad hounded my sister for a year. He was a real creep. But my wife suggested, well, then yesterday we were going to go to this other place. They didn't take the state money, and I said, whatever, I'll deal with it. And they were old family friends, but it was, if you don't pay in full, we don't even do anything. We won't even pick up the body. And it turned me off because I said I grew up with these people. So I was telling my wife, she was at work, and she said, I heard this place, this guy Tom, he's incredible. You have to go there, and whatever it is, but he'll help you out. Oh my God, I met one of the most incredible people in my life. And when I tell you, when you go to a funeral home after a terrible experience, it's somber. It makes it worse. I always say, how do these people that do it? It's a gift, but to live in that space, in that headspace all the time of being depressed and dealing with depressed people, this guy was the total opposite. It was like, I don't even know a good equation, but like it was like Jimmy Buffett or somebody doing the service. My mother wanted to be cremated, and as soon as we walked in, the guy's wife, she was just dressed in casual clothes. She was a sweetheart. She said, Tom will be in a minute. Me and my sister, we walk into the area where it's like they do the services, and it was light colored, no desk, beautiful couches, beautiful curtains. It was like a restaurant. My sister said, this is like, look at this place is decorated better than my house. This place is beautiful. Look at this is different. I don't know what's up with this. I said, I don't know. My wife told me, this is the place. She heard all these great things about this guy. So this young guy comes out. He had to be in his 30s maybe, and maybe 40. And he's dressed in just like Dockers, a casual button shirt, and I think he had like slip-on shoes on or something. He had biblical tattoos on his arms, and he was just like, hey guys, and hug, and sorry for your loss. And right away it's different. It's totally different. He's cracking jokes with us. He's we told him about bad experiences we had in the past at other funeral homes, and he's like, yeah. He said, I got into this. He was originally a guy just prepared the bodies. He said, I had a dream of owning my own funeral home and changing what the old business style is about. And he explained, he said, I don't want to be depressed every day, and I don't want the people I'm dealing with, they're going through a terrible time. I don't want to make it worse. And he said, I'm not for everybody, but you seem like my kind of people. And next thing you know, him and my sister are talking about how he decorated the place, and it was wild as far as just, I was impressed. And he had to leave the room for a second to prepare my mother's death certificate, and my sister said, this guy he's a different person. Like, he's got a calling, he's just an incredible dude. He comes back and he says, as far as the state money, I handle everything. You will never hear from me again. If they don't pay me, they don't pay me. I try to talk people out of, big fancy funerals if they don't have the money. He said, and I don't sell urns. He said urns, when you sell them at a funeral home, they're about $300 or two something. He goes, here's the catalog. These are the ones that everybody sells for $300. Go on Amazon, they're $30. That's the kind of guy this guy was. I'm like, dude, you are like the best. He's like, I just want to make a living. I don't want to make a bad situation worse. And we just vibe. They could hang with this guy every day. So then he said, I'll handle the state stuff. Just sign here, sign here. It's 8 pages. I'll handle everything. And this is what I do. It's a, low income area, city. And that's why he's there. He's not even from around here. He said, and I'm going to open up 2 more in low income cities and do the same thing. More than 3, I can't be at every service, and I need to be at every service. I don't wear a suit, only at the service. And it's not black and all that stuff. I'm just not that guy. And his wife was the same way. I was like, wow, this is something I've never experienced. So my sister signs all the paperwork, and he goes, that's it, money, the $1,200, I will collect it. If I don't collect it, you'll never hear from me again. I said, how much is on our end? It was right around $1,000. That's insane. He's gonna go pick up my mother, prepare for cremation, handle that, and he said the next time I'll need money, that $1,000, or it was like $997 or something, is when you pick up the ashes. Don't even worry about it. And I said, no, I want to get everything done. We'll pay in full. And me and my sister went halves. So it was $447 a piece. Incredible. Last time with my father, I think out of my pocket, I think it was $2,400, something like that. I can't remember the exact amount. I really don't know. And like I said, it was a bad experience. But God bless this guy, Tom. And if your loved ones, well, they will pass away eventually, I hope you run into a saint like this guy. Total. I'm 59 years old. I don't think I ever met somebody like this guy. And you could tell the joy he got out of helping us. It wasn't about the money, 1%. There's a problem where between Rhode Island and Massachusetts, the Washington Bridge it's a mess. It's getting rebuilt or knocked down. And he lives in Rhode Island. And I said, how do you deal with that? And he goes, I rent an apartment across the street. He goes, if something happens in the middle of the night, I need to be here. I need to be at every service. But he dedicates his life to helping people. He's a wonderful person. He says, I'm going to sell our house in Rhode Island. We don't need it. And it's not a good neighborhood. I would not live there. And he rents an apartment right across the street. He's not from the area. And talk about living a life to serve. And he seemed like one of the happiest people I ever met in my life. It puts a different perspective on things. I've never been somebody who was always out to get every penny off somebody. And it's done me well. I love helping people. Sometimes it gets out of control. But yeah, shout out to Tom, man. You're the best. God bless you.